Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Emlyn in the Mix. Today we're going to be looking at Stutter Edit 2, the update to Stutter Edit, the collaboration between BT and iZotope instruments. This is a freaking amazing sound mangling plugin, and I want to show you guys today. I want to give you a bit of a navigation around it because even though they've updated the GUI, it is still a little bit hard to navigate around. So I just want to show you exactly how to get around it, how it works, and more importantly, how does it sound. Before we begin, this video is proudly brought to you by the Emlyn in the Mix podcast. Make sure to check that out on iTunes and Spotify. And without further ado, let's get stuck straight into Stutter Edit 2. You're at Emlyn in the Mix, B. Alright guys, here it is up on the screen, Stutter Edit 2. So when you first open it up, it can be a little bit overwhelming. There's quite a lot going on the screen. They have updated the GUI here, so it is much easier to see what's going on. I'll just quickly go over it for your reference. So in the top left here, you have it looks like a waveform, but it's basically just showing how the stutter is actually going to be activated and where it's stuttering. So these peaks here will introduce different sort of sound mangling effects. Obviously in the middle, you've got your banks and presets. You've got these other things called gestures, which we're going to look at in a second. Won't go straight into that just yet. You've got your play mode here, so you can play in MIDI, which will play off your keys. I've got my keys under the table here. And then you've got your auto mode, which just basically plays the preset without having to press them on the MIDI keyboard. But having said that, you can have a lot more fun pressing them on the MIDI keyboard here, and especially if you're doing like a live performance and that sort of thing. For the sake of this video and just showing off the presets, I'm going to keep it in auto mode today and just show you how it sounds applied to different instruments. Alright, and on the bottom left or middle left here, you've got your different effects plugins. Again, I didn't play much with the original Stutter Edit. I did have a little go with it, but I can't recall it being this easy to navigate around. So even though it does look complicated, it is a lot easier to navigate around. Then to the right of where your effects section is, you've actually got the parameters for those effects. So if I select a different effect, you'll see it changes up here. And also to the far right, you can see the frequency, and you can also see the wet and dry mix, which can be selected here with an output gain and limiter over here on the bottom right, which is very cool indeed. So yeah, in the top right, you've got your global effects section with your grid, you've got your release, you've got your learn palindrome, and you've got your freeze and duration here as well. I'm going to keep it pretty simple today. It's more or less just an overview. I want to go over the sounds, but I just wanted to show you just sort of how you navigate around it. Before we get stuck into the sounds, lastly, I just want to show you the gesture bank. So what is a gesture? So basically, a gesture is that when you play a note, when you got it in MIDI mode, it'll play a certain effect. So you can see here on the screen, you've actually got all these MIDI keys here, right? And they represent a different preset. So they're your gestures. Now what is really cool about the gestures is you can actually swap and change them. So say at the moment we've got BT Best Of. BT is an amazing DJ and music producer who's collaborated and helped design this actual application. So big shout outs to him obviously for creating this amazing software. But you can see here that if you were to basically select a different preset, for example, let's have a look here. And I can actually, well, they're called gestures, sorry. I can actually drag and drop that gesture, and now it is in my different MIDI keys here, which if you were playing that live, that gesture would be triggered as I press the keys. Enough said. I hope that explains exactly what is going on with this software plugin. Let's have a listen and see how it sounds. Alright, good. So I got it applied to these drums, and you can see it's here. It's in auto mode, so it'll start playing once I activate it. I'll just show you how the track sounds originally without any effects, sound mangling, Stutter Edit 2 going on. Let's pop on Stutter Edit and make it exciting. Alright, here we go. We just unbypass it here. Instantly, just madness. Absolute madness. We'll go through some presets. We'll go through the gestures. So you can see it's also very rhythmic as well. It's already bringing a smile to my face because it's just so much fun actually. I was playing with this a lot just before the video and it really is a lot of fun. So quickly, just what I want to show you now is the drag and drop feature, which you can do with your gestures. So for example, here we've got the BT best of gestures here, and I can simply just drag and drop, let's say you want, I don't know, experimental and glitch masters or glitch instruments. I can literally just drag and drop them here into my gestures. So if you're playing live off your MIDI keyboard, it will basically replace the other gestures as I drag and drop them. So I'll just show you this here now. And I can select through them. So anyway, you basically get the idea. You can literally just drag and drop and it just lets you play around with different presets, and more or less you can effectively just make your own gesture board, so you have them all there ready. It'd be very good for a live element as well. But not only live, studio, it's very fun. You can add them as you go. Let's have a listen just quickly, because Stutter Edit is good for basically every type of instrument you can have on bass. And the reason why I chose this track is you got bass, you got drums, you got lead, you got effects. And I just want to show how it sounds on the bass track here. So we're going to drag and drop the exact same Stutter Edit 2 onto my Poly 6 up here, where you can hear the bass was playing in the background, that last little demonstration I gave you. And we're instantly going to hear the madness. So it is a lot of fun. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is there is a global filter up here, which is really cool as well. So I'll just show you that quickly now with the effects playing back. So you can also have a lot of fun with that. Double clicking it will get it back to 0. Yeah, let's just have a bit of fun now. Let's pop Stutter Edit on the master chain. And you guys, seriously, you should just download the demo, try it out for 10 days. If you're into sound mangling, this thing is phenomenal. It is a lot of fun. Let's have a go here. We've got it on the master track. Here we go. This is where face melting bass sounds come from. Now, that's the gestures, and as you can see, it's absolute madness. So as you can see, it is a lot of fun. There is a lot of madness going on, especially if you have it on the master channel like that. Well, guys, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you on Stutter Edit 2. Definitely check it out. There is a free 10-day demo, which I am showing off the trial version today, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I'll probably get this as a sound mangling tool. It is wonderful, and it is probably the best. As I said earlier in this video, I believe this is the best sound mangling tool on the market, without a doubt in my mind. Stutter Edit, they've gone to town. This was 2 years in the making, and I just want to say a massive shout out to Brian Transue. BT has done an amazing job with this. I know that this has been his little creation, and Stutter Edit, I think the original version maybe came out like 8 or 7 years ago, so it's been around for a little bit now. But the improvements on Stutter Edit 2 are really good, and if you have the original, you should definitely update, and if you want a sound mangler, you should get Stutter Edit 2. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching me on Emlyn Mix. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and check out the podcast if you haven't already, Emlyn in the Mix, on Spotify and iTunes. And also you can check me out on Twitch as EmlynWhackG. I try and get on there daily. But yeah, I think that's it guys. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, you know what to do. No, just kidding. You know what to do guys. Alright, peace out.